Hi, my name is Taylor. I am almost 28 years old, and from the ages of 7 to around 21, I endured extreme neglect and abuse at the hands of certain members of my family. I have CPTSD and bipolar disorder, and I am here talking to you today because my therapist about a month ago told me that I, quote unquote, no longer needed therapy. By the way, I'm not convinced that's actually a thing, but I do agree that I feel I have been equipped with the resources to find answers to things that I struggle with and to kind of navigate my emotions. And I want to talk about my childhood. I'm just going to put it point blank. I am not an entertainer. I am not an actress. This is me, a genuine human sitting here talking to you, another human, because I know that we all have a story to tell. And so often our voices go unheard. Um, and I think I decided a long time ago that I wanted to do this. Initially, it was going to be writing a book, which I still might. But to be honest, I think I just want to get the story out to the world. If you've ever read The Child Called It by Dave Pelzer, um, that's something that brought me immense comfort throughout my childhood and teen years. I would read it over and over and over again, which, if you note it, is just a book about this child suffering extreme, horrible abuse. Um, and I didn't realize there was anything wrong with my situation at the time. Not even when I read that book, even though that book really resonated with me. Um, in retrospect, I know it comforted me. And then speaking to my dad and my eldest brother, we'll call him Steve, they both said the same thing. To me in my adult life, the three of us had never spoken about that book. Um, but in the end, it ended up giving us the most amount of comfort. Um, I'm just gonna say it. When I was in the second grade, my mother brought in a stray dog and it procreated with our current dog. My It was a gold, can't say words. It was a blonde German Shepherd and a Basset Hound. Um, and they had babies over and over again. Their siblings, the same thing. Uh, Our house was a revolving door of puppies and dogs that were not fixed, that were not potty trained, that never went outside, that were never cleaned up after. Um, we had double digits of dogs in the house pretty much at any given time. And so you could imagine the smell of feces, the smell of urine. Um, Couple that with the fact that, like, my mother was negligent in teaching me how to tend to my hygiene. Um, like brushing my teeth was not prioritized, brushing my hair was not prioritized. I have a story for that for later. Um, and so like I didn't even know how to confidently wash my hair by myself. So I quickly learned I quickly started doing like hours and hours of time in the bath with no soap. The bathtub was slimy, so like even I can still remember the feeling of like just immediate like grime. Like imagine a super sweaty hot summer day and you come in and you cool off and your skin's all sticky, but like kind of like you can feel a layer of something. It's like that, but multiple layers. Like you could drag your finger up down your arm and you would have just skin everywhere. Um, anyway, so the story goes on until that's the case, and obviously I'm extremely bullied. You know, my hair's not brushed, I'm wearing dirty clothes, I smell horrible, I'm not clean in any regard. I really only had one friend, who I still love near and dear with all of my heart. Her name, we'll call her Kay. And yeah, I guess the point of this is that I really just want to put my story out into the world in case it could comfort someone. Um, I would love to talk about it. It is a story about multi-generational trauma and all sorts of types of abuse. Um, and it really boils down to the fact that every single adult in my entire life as a child failed me. So I'm gonna share that story for better or for worse. I don't care who follows along. I would love it, obviously, if people would follow along and just at least hear me. Um, but I also understand it's a hard part of the world to look into. And for anyone that might be listening that partook in these stories that I might be sharing, I just want you to know that I am the villain in your story no matter what I say or do, and I'm not sorry anymore. I was a child. I shouldn't have had to have been perfect. I don't even have to be perfect now. It's impossible. But especially then, I was a child, and you were the adults, and you did nothing. You keep slandering me. Um, this is not me responding. This is something I've intended to do for years. Um, but I just wanted to make it abundantly clear that I'm not sorry. And I'm not going to out or disclose your names. But if you do decide that you want to do that for yourself, so be it, because my story is not the story of a victim. It's the story of a survivor. And I made mistakes. I did. I was given shitty tools. I know my parents were given shitty tools, but I'm at the age now where I can learn. I can't make excuses for it anymore. I'm not angry at you. I'll always love you, but I'm sharing this story because I love myself more. Anyway, if you're still here, thanks for listening.